Hi, friends. I'm back. So I noticed that I did not record a class in July, and I super apologize for that. There were just lots of events going on in July and nice weather, and spent a lot of time out on the water and with family. So it's August and I am back. So today we are going to do a slow flow practice, and we're going to be using our torso a lot, doing rotations and lateral stretching. So I am going to head back to my mat and we'll get started. Let's go ahead and come onto our backs. And you can choose to have your knees bent or your feet and legs long and extended, whatever is serving your body in this moment. And we'll just spend a few breaths here, letting our back body ground to the mat and the earth, settling into our space, surrendering to our breath, and also surrendering to the present moment. As Ram Dass would say, let's be here now. So, as we move into the breath practice, I want you to notice how when you take an inhale, you'll feel your abdomen rise, but you'll also notice a subtle rise in the rib cage and even up in the chest region. So, what I'd like you to practice here is as you take an inhale, filling your abdomen, your rib cage, and your chest with new air. But then when you exhale, empty from abdomen, rib cage, and chest. So both the inhale and the exhale start at the abdomen and work up. It's called three-part breath. So again, as you inhale, the abdomen expands, the ribs rise, and maybe the chest just a little bit. And then as you exhale, it's abdomen, rib cage, and chest. Now you can just come back to whatever feels a little more natural for you. And we'll begin adding some movement to our breath. The next practice can be done with your knees bent or your legs extended. I'll do the first one with knees bent and then I'll transition to legs long. So you can choose whichever practice that you like. So on the inhale, we're going to bring our arms slowly up and overhead for a nice range of motion in the shoulders. On the exhale, when the arms come back, hug your right knee into your chest. Inhale, release the leg, plant the foot, take the arms over. Exhale, we'll bring that left knee into the chest, hug it in. Inhale, plant the foot, arms over. Exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Now this time, inhale, you can either plant the foot or maybe you want to take the leg out long. Exhale, left knee to chest, hug it in. Inhale, you can either plant the foot or you can have those legs long and extended. Exhale, right knee coming to chest. Inhale, you know your options. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale. One more to each side. Exhale. And inhale. Last one. Exhale. And inhale. Now, if you have your knees bent, I'm going to ask you to slide the legs out long, and we're going to do a full stretch from fingers to toes. And then maybe even kind of roll your ankles around, roll your wrists around. And then relax. We'll bring our arms back right alongside our body. And then we'll all slide our feet up and in, knees bent, planting. We're setting the foundation for the bridge pose. So throughout the bridge, we're going to try to keep our knees right above our ankles. With an in-breath, ground through your feet, lift your hips, roll up your spine. With your exhale, gently release to your mat. We'll do 3 more with breath. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more bridge. Inhale up. And exhale, release. So you might have noticed in bridge that besides waking up our spine, we were getting a nice stretch in the fronts of our thighs, our quadriceps. Let's counterpose the bridge by bringing our knees up to our chest. Now we're going to get into the backs of the thighs, our hamstrings. Inhale, starting to lengthen the legs upward. And exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, bend. Inhale, up. Hold it up. Press your heels to the ceiling. Exhale, bend. Holding on to your knees, go ahead and rock yourself out a little bit. Eventually, we are going to roll to our side and meet in table pose on our hands and knees. Your wrists are right below your shoulders, your knees are hip distance apart, and those knees are stacked under the hips. We are going to move into some lateral stretching here. So let's start to look over our right shoulder. Let that side of your body curl so your shoulder and hip are coming toward each other. And then inhale, come back to front, neutral spine. Exhale, let's look left, curling left, but notice the right side of your body is lengthening. Inhale, front, and stay in table. The exhale is pose of the child, drawing the hips back, bowing to the earth. Inhale, come on back up to the table, repeating that sequence. Exhale, looking right, keep looking right, curling, lengthening left. Inhale, we're back at neutral. Exhale, let's look left, curl left, lengthen right. As you inhale back to table, stay here. Child pose is the exhale. Inhale up to table one more time through that sequence. Exhaling right, lengthening left. Inhale front. Exhale left, lengthening right. Inhale front, stay one more time. And exhale, draw the hips back. Pose of the child. Let's inhale, making our way back up to the table. Exhale, here comes our first downward facing dog. If you're like me, you might want to alternate pressing one heel and lifting the other. We're waking up our dog, stretching our feet, stretching our ankles, getting into the calves. How about those hamstrings? Let both heels reach back now, and we'll walk it up. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Hinging from your hips, bending your knees as much as you would like. We're going to root through our feet as we inhale and rise all the way up to the top with upward arms and hands. And then we're going to exhale, landing in Tadasana. Inhale, upward arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to your half fold. Exhale, back down. Inhale, rise up, reach up. And exhale, we're back in mountain. Let's go ahead and release the arms and walk our feet a little bit wider apart. We're going to do a little bit of twisting now. So letting the arms just be loose as you rotate back and forth from side to side. So as you rotate right, you might want to let that left heel rise up. And as you rotate left, let the right heel rise up. Warming up that torso center with some rotations. We already did some lateral stretching with that good old side curl. Let's go ahead and land, and we're going to do a little bit more lateral while we're standing. So keeping the feet and legs a little bit wider apart, we're going to flow with the breath. So on an inhale, sweeping the right arm up and over, and on the exhale, bringing it back. Left arm, inhale up and over, exhale back like a tree in the wind. Inhale, it's right side again. Exhale. Inhale, left arm. Exhale. One more to each right arm. Breathe in and out. Left arm, inhale and exhale. All right, you can walk your feet and legs back together. Come on up to the top of your mat. We're going to move in to our first sun salutation. With an in-breath, it's upward arms and hands. With the out breath, forward fold. With an in breath, we're up to the half. With the out breath, back down. From here, a giant step back with the right foot and leg for lunge. We're going to bend the front left knee, stack it over the ankle. We're going to let the back knee land because we're coming up into a tall version of the lunge with our shoulders stacked above our hips. And we're going to do some rotating here. Sometimes I call this one the helicopter. So we're going to bring our arms out to the sides. First, we're going to inhale to the left and then come front. And then how about go right and come front? Stay here. Exhale to the left. Inhale front. Exhale right and stay. We're going to add on here by tipping left, letting your left forearm land on your thigh and your right arm reach upward vertically. Now, if you want to add on a little more, you could let your left fingertips reach down to the mat near the inside of the left foot. Or if you had a block there, you could put your hand on a block. You could take that right arm over for a lateral stretch. Let's start to come back. We're back in kind of warrior two arms. And then rotating back to the front. Let the hands and arms sweep down. We're back in a lower version of our lunge. We're going to take the left leg back for plank. And you're going to choose, do I want to stay in high plank or would I prefer to bring my knees to the mat? Your hands or wrists are under your shoulders, your navel's tucked in and up. Let's slowly take this to the mat. Untuck our toes, setting up for cobra. Inhale, gently rising, keeping the head and neck in line with the spine. So you don't need to look up or tip your chin up real high. On the exhale, let's bring it right down to the earth. With the inhale, here comes table. With the exhale, it's our second down dog. Feel free to pedal it out again, taking that dog for a little walk. Let both heels reach back. We'll be returning to lunge, so you could come to table and bring your right leg through, or you can just sweep it through from the down dog. Once again, we're going to ground the back knee and bring ourselves up into the tall lunge, and we'll do some rotating again. So the arms come out. Let's exhale right. Inhale front. Exhale left. Inhale front. Do it again. Exhale right. Inhale front. Exhale left and stay. Hello. Now we're going to tip right, just letting our forearm come to the thigh and the left arm up. Feel free to stay here or maybe drop the hand down to a block or the earth. And then maybe let that left arm come over the top. Nice. Slowly come back, warrior two like arms. And rotate to the front. Arms and hands sweep down. We're back in low lunge. Let's step together, forward bend. With an in-breath, take it all the way up. Exhale, land in your mountain. Inhale, upward arms and hands. Exhale, forward fold. Moving into another sun salutation. Inhale up to half. Exhale back down. Right leg back, lunge. We're going to be adding on to this sun salutation as well. We're going to step the left leg back for plank, but we won't be lowering to the mat quite yet. We're just going to lower the right knee. We're going to move into balancing side plank from here by rotating left, bringing the left hand up to the hip. So your right hand, your right knee, and your left foot are grounded, and that left foot is turned parallel with the short edge of your mat. Now, you could keep your hand on your hip where it is. You could bring it up into vertical, or you could let it reach over the top of your head. Length, lateral stretching. Let's bring the hand back to the hip if you did take it up or over. And then we'll just come over to the table pose from here. From table, we'll go to the down dog because remember, we're kind of in the middle of a sun salutation. This time, we're going to inhale forward for plank again, but we're going to let the left knee come down. We're going to rotate open the other way. So the right hand is going to come up to your right hip. You can hang out right here, or you could try extending the right arm, or bringing it up and over the head. Lateral stretch on the right side of your body. So it's a lateral balancing side plank. We are in modified position. Full position would be extending that bent left leg out long to join the right leg. That can be hard on the shoulders. Let's all meet with that right hand back on the hip. And once again, we're rotating over to the table. From the table, we're going to bring the right leg through for lunge. Let's step the left foot up to the right, forward fold. With an in-breath, rise up, reach up. With the exhale, we'll land in mountain with the arms released and relaxed at our sides. All right. Let's walk back with the left leg, and on the way, we'll open the hip. So I decided to start with left so that I could be facing you. If you're wondering about your distance, you could bring your arms out and kind of measure wrists over ankles or close to that. Bend the front knee, warrior two. Now, from warrior two pose, we're going to tip right, first hand to thigh and arm up. But then if you want to go a little deeper, you can drop it down to your forearm on the thigh and let that top arm come over. So this again is a lateral stretch. It's called the extended side angle. You could take it further by having a block down by that foot or by reaching down to the mat, but a deep stretch. Stay there. I'm going to start to work back up to the warrior two. And then straighten the front leg. Good. So from here, we're going to move into another lateral pose, the triangle. So the arms are out again. Let's tip right coming into our triangle. And we'll work our core a little bit. So we'll inhale, come all the way up, bend the front knee, warrior two, but then take it into the reverse warrior. On the exhale, back through warrior two, straighten the front leg, tip right, triangle. Inhale to warrior two. Rotate up into the reverse. Keep the front knee bent. Exhale, warrior two. Tip right, straighten the leg. Final triangle on this first side. Let's take a few breaths. Inhale, reverse triangle. Keep the front leg straight. Windmill it up. Right arm to the sky. On the exhale, release the arm. Rotate to face the long edge. We're going to do our star pose next. So again, if you'd measure, your wrists would be over your ankles. We're going to bring the arms up, kind of pretending like we're a star. And you're going to take your right hand and reach toward your left foot as we rotate. We're going to look back. As you find an in-breath, take it back up to the star pose. As you exhale, go the other way with your rotation. As you find an in-breath, bring it back up to your star. Exhale, let the hands find the hips and come into your wide-legged fold by hinging from your hips. You could keep your hands on your hips if you like. You could reach down for a block if you had one. You could reach down to the earth if that's available for you. Listen to your body. Rotate back to the front edge of your mat into lunge. So you have to rotate the hips, legs, and feet and find lunge. The back knee can be up or down, yogi's choice. From here, we're moving to the plank, choosing if you like your knees lifted or lowered. Tuck the navel in and let's exhale to the mat. We'll inhale up for Cobra, Bhujangasana, and we'll exhale through to the downward facing dog. Let's walk our feet up to the hands, coming to forward bend. With an inhale, root through your feet, rise all the way back up to the sky. And with the exhale, we'll land in mountain again with the arms released and relaxed. So in order to keep facing you, I am going to travel to the other end of my mat. And this time we'll be walking the right leg back. Open that hip on the way so you feel like you're open at a diagonal to the long edge. You don't want to open so that your hips are squared with the long edge. That's not a very comfortable position for your hip. As you bend into the front knee, your torso lands right in between your legs. And we are coming into Warrior Two. Just like we did on our first side, we're going to tip left, bringing hand to thigh and right arm up. Feel free to stay here or tip left a little more. Your forearms on your thigh and your right arm's coming up and over. On the first one, I did show you dropping down deeper if you want to. So if you had a block down by your foot, you could put your left hand on that, or you could reach down for the floor like I did on the first side. On this side, I'm just going to hang high up here. Let's inhale back to the Warrior Two. From here, we'll start to straighten the front leg and tip left for the triangle. With an inhale, come through Warrior Two. Keep the front knee bent and tip up and back, reverse warrior. Come back to Warrior Two, straighten the leg, tip left laterally, another triangle. Inhale through Warrior Two, keep the knee bent, reverse warrior, left arm is up. Exhale back to Warrior Two, straighten the front leg, tip left, last triangle. We're going to take it to the reverse triangle. Inhale, windmill it all the way up. Exhale, release the left arm. Rotate to face your long edge again. We're going to do the star pose one more time to get those nice rotations in. So we'll bring those arms upward. Let's take our right hand and rotate to the left. Inhale up to your star. Exhale, go the other way. Inhale up to the star. Exhale, hands find the hips. Let's hinge from the hips, folding again. Choosing where you'd like to be in your wide-legged forward fold. And then we'll rotate around back into a front facing lunge. From here, we're going to move to the table pose. Next up is our thread the needle practice. So you might want to start by moving your hand a little bit more toward center, just because you're going to be balancing on that hand to start. Your right hand is palm up, kind of under your chest and belly. And we're going to slowly start to thread the right hand and arm under the left. At the same time, we're coming down on the outside of the right shoulder and the side of our head. Now, right now, our left hand is part of our support. If you pick up your left hand, notice how things feel. If that's too much weight on your head and neck, put the hand back down. If you felt okay and want to add on to the thread the needle, you could pick up the left hand again and bring it to your left hip. You could also let the left arm drop behind you so the left elbow is kind of pointing more upward. But remember, the integrity of your neck is way more important than adding a little bit of rotation. So feel free to keep that left hand grounded if that's what felt better for you. Let's all meet back with the left hand grounded. We'll press into the earth. Come on up and out of that first side of thread the needle. Let your head neck release. Maybe kind of shake your head right and left a little bit. And then we're back in neutral. So now we're going to thread the needle on the other side. So we'll ground through our right hand as we bring the left hand palm up underneath us. We're going to start lowering, threading, landing on the outside of the left shoulder and the side of your head. Again, you're going to choose, do I want to keep my right hand grounded? Pick it up. If it's too much pressure on your neck, put the hand back down. If you'd like to bring the hand to the right hip, go ahead. If you'd like to let that hand and arm drop behind you, go ahead. Please listen to your head neck. Let's all meet with the right hand grounded. Press into the earth, come back to the table pose, and one more time, let the head neck release. Maybe take it right and left a little bit. Head back in neutral. So we thread the needle right and left. Now let's do a child pose. So we're taking everything back and into neutral. Take a couple breaths here. And then go ahead, come back up to table, and we'll find a seat upon our seats. So I'm going to spin around because I think the next practice will be a little easier if I have my back to you. You won't get as messed up with your rights and your left. So your knees are going to be bent and your feet are grounded. We're going to ground through the right hand as we let the legs drop left. We take our left arm up and sweep up toward the sky. Then we slowly come back to center point. This time we'll ground through our left hand. The legs go left and we sweep the right arm up. Feel the lateral stretch and rotation. Let's come back to the center point again. Inhale, taking the legs right, bringing the left arm up. Exhale, coming back to center. Grounding with your left hand. Inhale, up, bend over. And exhale, back to center. I'll give you an add-on on the next one. Inhale as the legs drop right and the left arm comes up. If you want to lift your hips, rising up a little higher, balancing on the right knee. And then exhale, land at center. Ground through the left hand. Inhale, legs are left. Maybe rising up off the hip. And exhale, landing back at center. Once you arrive, you can extend your legs back out long. And since we went right and left again, let's fold forward in Dandasana, bowing over the legs. Let your back body soften. Allow your head, neck to release and breathe. Let's slowly rise up from that. From here, we're going to open the legs wide. And if you want, you can always prop up on a blanket if you like for your sitting bones. We're going to do a little bit more lateral stretching. So let's start by grounding through your left hand, bringing your right arm up and over. Maybe turn the head to start looking up at that arm. Turn the head to look down at the knee and let that top arm release down in front. We're rotating to face that leg. From here, feel free to maybe take that stretch a little bit deeper. Listen to your body. Remember not to force or push. Ground through the back hand. Inhale the front hand back up and over into lateral position. And let it go. Let's do our other side. So we're going to take our left arm up and over, grounding through the right, maybe rotating the head to look more up. Letting the top arm release down and front as you rotate to face the opposite leg, gently stretching toward that leg. Ground through the backhand. Inhale that left arm back up and over into lateral position. And let's release, coming back home. So we went right and we went left. Let's bring the hands in front and come center position. So feel free if you want to hinge forward a little bit more, go ahead, listen to your body and breathe here in center. Let's walk it up. Close your legs up and just kind of shake them out a little bit. All right. From here, we are going to come back onto our backs where we started our practice. So go ahead and make your way there. Let's have our knees bent and our feet grounded. Letting our back body just kind of settle in first. And then letting the arms open up away from you, palms facing the sky. Let's let our legs go right and our head roll left. Try and let yourself surrender into this release pose. Bring the head back to neutral first, and then mindfully bring those legs up to center. Let's switch it. We'll let those legs go over to the left, and we'll roll our head to the right. Close your eyes. Let go and breathe. Bringing the head back to neutral. Bringing those legs back to center. Bringing our knees one at a time up and in for a hug. Holding onto our kneecaps and drawing some circles up on the ceiling. Change the direction that you're making those circles. Bring those knees toward your heart center one final time. And then planting one foot at a time. Getting ready for a short Shavasana practice. Remembering that you can either keep your knees bent and your feet grounded. You could extend your legs out long and allow the feet and legs to come apart, letting the feet fall open. You could cover yourself up with a little blanket if you like. So, first, just coming into a comfortable position for you to rest. If you rotate your shoulders open, your palms will face the sky, maybe open to receive whatever you need today. It also helps open the chest and heart. Soften the muscles in your forehead. Softly close the eyes. Allowing your eyes to rest back peacefully in the sockets. Release your jaw, allowing the mouth and cheeks to become soft. Even the roof of your mouth is softening. Feel the skeleton of your body making an imprint in the mat. Allow all the muscles, tendons, ligament, fascia to relax, releasing around your skeleton. Maybe visualize your skin, your largest organ, covering you, draping you like a blanket. Surrender to your breath. Maybe you'd like to practice the three-part breath again. Inhaling, filling with air, stomach first, rib cage and chest, but then emptying, starting at the stomach, moving to the rib cage and the chest. Following the breath, witnessing the breath, keeping your mind focused on each inhale and each exhale. Allowing the body and the mind to have a sense of contentment and peace. So you can go ahead and start to wiggle your toes and fingers, bringing a little bit of movement back into your body. Maybe there's some kind of a stretch that you like. Sometimes it's nice to hug the knees into the chest and just rock yourself from side to side. Sometimes it's also nice after rocking to just roll to your side and rest on your side in a fetal like position. Maybe use your blanket as a little head pillow. So, for our closing, I'm going to read you something from the Daily Om about raising your vibration. So, feel free to just rest as you are, or if you're ready to come back up to seated, that's fine too. Everything in the universe is made of energy. What differentiates one form of energy from another is the speed at which it vibrates. For example, light vibrates at a very high frequency, whereas something like a rock vibrates at a lower frequency. Human beings also vibrate at different frequencies. Our thoughts and feelings can determine the frequency at which we vibrate, and our vibration goes out into the world and attracts to us energy that's moving at a similar frequency. This is one of the ways that we create our own reality, which is why we can cause a positive shift in our lives by raising our vibration. We all know someone we think of as vibrant. Vibrant literally means vibrating very rapidly. The people vibrating at a high frequency can inspire us as we work to raise our own vibrations. On the other hand, we all know people that are negative or cynical. These people are vibrating at a lower frequency. They can also be teachers for us because they can show us where we don't want to be vibrating. To discover where you are in terms of vibrancy, consider where you fall on a scale between the most pessimistic person you know and the most optimistic person you know. Now, this is not to pass judgment, but rather it is important to know where you are as you begin working to raise your own frequency. There are many ways to raise your vibration, from working with affirmations to visualizing enlightened entities. One of the most practical ways to raise your vibration is to consciously choose where you focus your attention. To understand how powerful this is, take a few minutes to think about something that you love unconditionally. Maybe it's in a person, an event, a place, an experience. Notice that you might feel a little more positive, a little lighter. Maybe you raised your vibrations. If you want to keep raising your vibration, commit to spending time each day focusing on the good in your life, a gratitude practice. As you do this, you will train yourself to be more awake and alive. Over time, you will experience a permanent shift in your own vibrations. So, oddly enough, the shirt I chose to wear today for our practice says, "Good vibes only." And it's got my favorite flower, a daisy, on it. So let's bring our hands together. And if you want, bring the base of your thumbs in towards your heart, bow your head. Let's honor our practice. Let's honor the practice of yoga and all the gifts it can bring into our lives, not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And let's go out there and raise our vibrations, attract other people with those vibrations, and share your good vibes. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and being a subscriber. Bye bye.